Yeah, it's 6:30.
Okay, time to go. Got it. Okay. Why does the mermaid wear seashells?
Why?
Because she outgrew her bee shells.
That one is a good one. I like that.
Very cute. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through joint rotations, but really just on your upper body. So we're gonna start with your wrists. As simple as it is, head reverse. And then we'll go elbows and reverse. And you can kneel or sit, but you can also stand. So then we're gonna start thumbs up. We wanna work on keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, small circles forward, and you're in control, keeping the shoulders down. Let's get a little bit bigger, as big as you can go, keeping the shoulders down. We're gonna get 10, 6, 7. Thumbs are still up, but pause and reverse, small circles. Shoulders away from the ears, but sit up nice and tall. Starting to get a little bigger, as big as you can go, keeping the shoulders down, staying in control. Good morning, Megan.
Sorry, I
Okay. Pause
my
your eyes. We're going to go thumbs down. Keep your arms up. We're going forward. Try to sit tall. Shoulders are down. Head is up. Bigger. 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip thumbs up. Or sorry, thumbs down still. And back. So fighting to keep your shoulders down. Keep fighting. Bigger circles. Stay in control, thumbs down. 2, 1, rest, relax.
Cool.
So shoulders should be a little bit warm, but now we're gonna get them a little more mobile. So we're gonna go palms up on one side, palms down on the, or palms up on the other side. You can go ahead, palms up, palms up. Let's start there. And then we're gonna turn towards your left. You're gonna look towards your left as you turn your right hand upside down the other direction. And then turn towards your right, turn both hands upside down. So you're just twisting the shoulders as you move. Allow yourself to twist your upper body so that you can look for that stretch. Let's just get 3 more each side. All right. So shoulders are pretty warm. We're gonna go through a good warm up for our wrists because we're gonna be doing some headstands and some strict handstand push-ups. So we'll be on our wrists a lot today. And I just wanna show you these because they're good for you. So you could do them anytime your wrists are bothering you, or just regularly if you're trying to build up your flexibility, forearm strength, things like that. So starting just with your hands on the ground, fingers forward, and like just kind of leaning into it. Keep your arms straight. Keep pressing your fingers into the ground. So you're pressing them into the ground all the way. And then from there, we'll go ahead and turn your hands around so that your palms face you, or your fingers face you. For here, you lean forward and you're gonna give it some slack. So it's gonna be the lean back, press into it. So you'll just keep rocking, but it's as you lean back that you press into the stretch. And then we're gonna take your hands and just put them side to side so that your fingers are away from each other. And we're gonna draw some circles. So you just kind of wanna press your body into some big circles. Try to open up your wrists in all directions. And then we're going to reverse. Big circles in reverse. And then take a moment and flip your hands upside down and just practice stretching palms to forearms. Maybe rock side to side, get a little stretch there. So then I want you to find your knuckles. And you're just going to practice going down and up, keeping your arms straight. So just pressing onto the fist and kind of opening up the back sides of the hands a little bit more. Really pushing into the fists as you press up. And then the last thing we're going to end with is the one that I think I get the most out of, and that is your finger push-ups. So you're going to start with your hands flat on the ground, and from here, you're going to pop your palms off the ground so that it's just your fingers pressing into the ground, and then you're going to press into your fingers and lift up. And then you can press into them as you bring your knuckles or the balls of your hands back down. So you're just going to be doing finger push-ups. So you keep your fingers straight and you're going to press into them to lift up. Obviously, the more on top of it I get, the harder it's going to be because I can put a little bit more weight into it. So just make sure that you feel comfortable and take away weight where you can. But we want to understand and kind of warm up. The fingers are separate, just like your toes. All right, so go ahead and just kind of give it a little shake. We're going to go through a gymnastics progression today. So if you didn't see the workout already, I'll just kind of explain it, and then we can talk about it, and then we'll go over all the movements and kind of dissect it. So we don't have to go over jumping jacks too much, but in this workout, you're going to be doing 300 jumping jacks. The way I did this, because this is a choose your own adventure, there's a big long list of things, but you can break it up. So I made it 3 rounds. So rather than 300 jumping jacks, every round was 100. And I'm not kidding. Like when I got to 70 jumping jacks, I was like, oh my God. You know, like I've just never done that many jumping jacks before. So just don't expect 100 jumping jacks to be super easy. But at the same regard, I did 3 rounds. You could do 6 rounds. Or the other option is just cutting the reps in half of any movement that is kind of difficult. We'll go over that. But so it's 300 jumping jacks, 150 hip bridges, 50 headstand toe taps, and 30 strict handstand push-ups. But like I said, it can be broken up in any way you want, and any of those could be trimmed down if they're really like hard for you and you can't make them like easy enough for you to do high reps. So first thing is jumping jacks. We're not going to go over that too much. We'll like start together. But hip bridges, we'll go over those really quick. They don't require a whole lot, and then we'll get into our gymnastics progressions. So for your hip bridges, you just want to lay on the ground. Your feet are pretty close to your butt, and you've got a nice strong core. So I want you to think of your core from your hip to your shoulder as one piece, and from your hip to your knee as one piece. So as you're going to inhale, you press and squeeze, and exhale, you come right back down. So you're just going to cycle through these where you squeeze and come down. So you want to focus on pressing into your full foot and focus on really just hinging at the hip and pressing and squeezing. They shouldn't be too difficult, but if you take too long on every one of them, you're never going to get through 150, right? So those are just going to get your glutes really fired up. And then we're going to go into our headstand toe taps. So for those right now, what we're going to do is a progression. So we're going to walk through some of the like building blocks to get us to where we need to go. And then along the way, if you find a spot that's good and challenging, use that for the workout, because we're doing 50 headstand toe taps. That was a lot harder than I thought. That would be one of the movements that I would suggest, that and the strict handstand push-ups, that maybe some people cut down in half, but we'll see how they go. So first things first, we need to start by making our tripod. So everything I do, you're gonna do. All right, John, so you can get down, find a mat if you need it. So first thing first, we need to make our tripod. That's setting up our hands a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. My fingers are both facing forward. I just want to bring the top of my head right in front of my hands. So I'm not reaching to make it really far. It doesn't have to be an equilateral triangle. I learned that recently. So you don't have to have your head really far away, but you do want to make a triangle. So don't put it in the middle of your hand, put it in front of your hand. So that's the first part. Press into your hands a lot. Make sure you're really pushing into the floor. Then from there, I want to put my weight into my toes, pike my hips up, and just walk my feet forward. And then I'm going to walk them back and come to my knees. So I just want to practice. John, you need to be on the top of your head, not your forehead. And you probably should have a mat under you. That's better. So top of the head, you're just finding your pike and walking your feet in and walking back. Just to find control and kind of, the goal with walking your feet in, guys, is to get your hips stacked farther on top of your shoulders so that you're going to be in a better position, right? So you'll feel a little less heavy and awkward the more upright you get. So then the next step is taking your knees to your tripod position. So from the pike position, you'd be moving from here, walk it in, because then it's going to be easier to make this transition of just placing my knee on my elbow. If I can't do both feet, maybe I'm just going to practice one at a time. If I can do both, I'll do both, and then I'll come back down. So make sure you keep pressing into the ground with your hands. We don't want to be taking all the weight in your head. Pushing your hands up, Megan. Press, press, press. Press into the ground. Awesome. There you go. That looks great, John. Try to just touch one knee to the elbow, one at a time. Pick one knee up and put it on the elbow. There you go, and then put it back. And then one knee to the other elbow. Good, and put it back. So those are great options, John. I really like those, but just keep pressing into your hands. You can come out of that. John, take a break. Those are great for just developing awareness and understanding I have to push into my hands. I don't want all this weight in my head, right? So just keep pushing into your hands. So from there, if you're comfortable in your pyramid, the next thing would be tucks. So it would be from a tripod to tuck, rather than from a headstand to touch. So what you would do is, and if you're not comfortable yet, like just hang out or play around with the last option. But you're going to get into your tripod, and then it's going to be tuck, tripod, tuck, tripod, tuck. So we have to get comfortable developing control and making sure that we're not putting too much weight into things. So if you feel comfortable, you can play around with that. If not, just walk. You can walk it in and practice alternating the knees in. Good, KB. So when we tuck, we want to tuck knees to chest, try to bring them in together with control, and then back. Awesome, Jason. That's great. So the first level would be like John was practicing, where it's alternating, just trying to get into that position with support, of course. Then the second level would be that, just playing with knees to tuck. That's you finding control in your tripod, and it takes a lot of core control to do that. So after that, we have to go into our headstand if we want to play around with headstand toe touches. So of course, wouldn't recommend this for people who aren't comfortable in their, like stay in those levels if you need to, because it's just gonna get harder from there. So headstand, toe to touch. I'm going to get myself into that headstand first, right? So from here, I want to come down with control and just touch and press into it again. If this is too much, I might do this, right? One at a time, because that's a lot easier. But you gotta kind of play around with what you're capable of and kind of see how things feel. It could also be a knee into chest, like a tuck and reach, if you don't feel comfortable with keeping your legs straight. Could also be a little bit of a straddle if you're more comfortable. There you go, Jason.
Yeah. That's not there yet.
Right, so just, I love your knee to tucks, like, so from the elbow, try to get nice and vertical and tight in a ball, and then come back to your tripod. Because the control is there, it's just, good, KB. So KB, because your hamstrings are so tight, it's not gonna allow you to touch the floor. You could either, if you turned facing your couch, maybe you could just tap your couch with your feet every time. If that makes sense. Kind of just give you a target, something to aim for, but then you won't have to worry with a big control lower. There you go, just keep pressing into your hands. Squeeze the butt, but don't go too far. Keep pressing, pressing, pressing.
You ain't touching the couch is too low.
Okay, so just play around with control. Maybe it's you tuck, you know, really high and then come back down to touch. And finding some control there. So Megan, John, stick to the one leg alternating through. You got a lot of them, so I think if you keep it that way, it will be doable. Zach, I don't know where you felt more comfortable, but maybe just looking for the knees up into your tuck. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing is our strict handstand push-ups. And guys, I'm just gonna be frank, we don't need to go on a wall. We don't need to get into a handstand today. 30 strict handstand push-ups. I know I can't do them. So let's just take that off the board. And we wanna do 30 inverted push-ups if we can, but really push-ups are first, right? So if I struggle with push-ups, I just wanna work on my push-ups. Because what I'm making in my push-ups are the same positions that I'm looking to make in my handstand push-ups. They just have less weight. So if I need to, I'm gonna stick to regular push-ups. So let's all just do 5 push-ups right now. They could be hand release, where I go all the way down and all the way up. But if you look, my head and my hands create a tripod. So it's the same positions you're looking for. Try to keep your core really strong. Squeeze those elbows in, Megan. Don't let your hips lower before your shoulders, Megan. So try to come down, like elbows squeeze you in. Right now what's happening is you're here and then your hips come down and then you lower. It's okay to do that on your way up, but try to lower down a little more control. So stay a little more on top of yourself. Don't let your hands come forward. There you go. Yes, Megan. I like it. Squeeze the butt. Yeah, just like that, Megan. Those are awesome. Okay, so those push-ups are gold, Megan, but if you're comfortable with push-ups, we want to go into your pike push-up. So for that, you're going to be creating that tripod with your hands and pike it up, but you're going to press into your down dog in a nice inverted position. So when I come down, I want to keep things exactly the same. I don't want to arch my back or move my back. I want to keep things tight and hollow, just tap and press. And if those are hard, then we can, or if those are easy, then we can add maybe feet on a box to make them a little bit harder. Good, KB, keep that nice hollow core, that's perfect. So, I think pike push-ups are plenty hard if you're gonna stick to 30 or regular push-ups. But if you really wanna play around with inverting or getting a little harder, that might also be one of the movements you cut back. So what we're going to do today, you guys need to decide how you wanna split it up. Again, I split it up 3 rounds, so it turned into 100 jumping jacks, 50 hip bridges, 20 headstand toe taps, and 10 strict handstand push-ups. However, on the last round, I only had to do 10 of the toe taps because I did 20, that's 40. So the next round, I only did the 10. But you kind of have to figure out where you want to change things. If you want to do 4 rounds, you can. It's just a little math involved. So we'll kind of figure that out. You can take a moment to do that. If you need to go to the bathroom, take a break. Now's the time. But if anybody has any questions, Now is also the time for that. This could take us up to 35 minutes. We don't want it to, but it could. So we're ready to camp out and do some work.
How many toe taps is it all together?
The toe taps are 50 altogether. So it could be 10 rounds of 30 jumping jacks, 15 hip bridges, 5 toe taps, and 3 handstand push-ups. I mean, that's a lot of rounds, but maybe you'd speed through them. I don't know. Huh?
I kind of like that.
Try it.
So it's 35,
15,
5.
no, 30, 15, 5, 3.
Okay.
I like that for you. And the goal, though, is to just kind of keep cruising through it at that rate.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to nasal breathe again.
So what we might do is we'll just put a 35-minute time cap on it and see how far we can make it through in 35. Maybe you all make it through in under 30, and that would be fantastic. But really, it's just, let's try to get some good work in. These are all great progressive things that are going to be adding to our toolbox. So jumping jacks are just going to really open your shoulders up, guys. Like, put a lot of effort into enjoying what they're doing for your shoulders and your lats, because everything else, well, other than the hip bridges, are really lat intensive. So that's like your chance to kind of shake loose and breathe. All right, John, how many are you doing? Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the whole cycle. I'm gonna do 100 jumping jacks and.
So you're gonna do 3 rounds?
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Okay.
150, 20 plus 20 plus 10, and then 10 sets or 10.
Perfect. All right.
On the toe touches, am I lowering both my feet together to touch one as one, or am I
If
alternating?
you feel comfortable with both, you should do both. But if you're not, then just go for the alternating.
Is it 1, 1, 2, 2?
No, I would just count every one. Yeah,
Okay.
because you're just looking for the time under tension and that.
Okay.
All right, folks. My timer is dead, so I'm gonna use my phone. Oh yeah, and I do want to say that there's a chance that I could be getting a call between 7 and 7:30, and at that rate, I'm gonna have to take it. But good thing is, we got you all right here. So, stopwatch, reset. We're gonna go for 35 minutes max, but who knows, you could be done in under 30. All right, so let's get started. 3, 2, 1. It's really not about speed. Take your time. Let's go. Shake loose on those jumping jacks. There you go. Get into your breathing. Just kind of finding things, shaking loose. Nice, Gibby. There you go. Press into the floor. Keep squeezing the elbows in. Good, Jason. Try to press into your full feet and just keep your full feet in contact with the floor. Nice job. As you get into your hip bridges, once you find your feet, really just try to press them into the ground, toes and heels. Find your breath and inhale up, exhale down, or reverse it. Just keep breathing. Here we go, KB. Keep that nice, tight, hollow. Try to just tap the head. Nice job. Wee-wee, shaky, shaky. There you go, Jason. Good control. Awesome set. Yeah, Jason, really push through that window at the top. There you go. Tuck the chin. That's it right there. Nice job. Here we go, Zach. Keep pressing into your hands. Strong core. Yes. Nice work, Zach. Yee! Just keep pressing into the floor. Don't ever let the weight go all into your head in those. Keep pressing. Here we go, John. Good. Strong core all the way up and down, John. Squeeze your butt. Stay tight in your middle. There you go, Megan. Oh, no. There you go, Zach. All right, Megan, just a tripod with nice straight legs, and then bring one knee in at a time. Elbows in. Try to bring those hands in just a little. There you go. Just one knee at a time. There you go, great. Keep pressing into your hands, squeezing the floor. Good. Make sure you don't put too much pressure in that head. There you go, Jason. Good control on those. There you go, KB. Try to take it up a little bit higher. Squeeze it into your butt, like your feet to butt, maybe. There you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe not. There you go. Weight in your hands. Squeeze those elbows in, Megan. Press the floor. Press the floor. There you go, Jason. Shake it off. Nice job, Zach. Oh, there you go, KB. Good. John, try to bring your feet in a little bit closer to your behind. There you go. Really press into your feet. Inhale up, exhale down. Make sure you're breathing with every rep. Good, KB. Nice hollow back. Good, Megan. It's all about the lower down. Great work. Good, John. Nice work. There you go, John. One leg stays long and straight. And then the other presses in. Make sure you keep some weight in those feet. Keep pressing into your arms, John. Elbows in. Good, KB. Really squeeze at the top of those bridges. Just tap the head, tap and press. Whoop, there you go, KB. Just a little kiss to the mat. Wee wee. Here we go, Zach. Looking for that control. Yeah, Zach, that was a great set. We're past the 10-minute mark, guys. You guys are doing great, moving a lot faster than me. Awesome, Jason. Good, Zach. Nice big press at the top. Make sure you really press that right arm nice and straight. Lock it out. Great range of motion, KB. Those look awesome. Good, Zach. Just tap that head. There you go. Jumping jacks can be little. We're just looking for that line up, shoulders, over hips, over feet. There you go, Megan. Try to keep your back really strong and stiff as you just hinge at the hip. Good. Hip bridges, it can help to push your arms into the floor, a little extra tension. All right, KB, working to stay hollow. That's it. Woo! There you go, John. Look for control up and down. So John, when you do these pike into your tripods, try to keep your legs long behind you so that you have somewhere to move your foot and your knee. So be comfortable in your pike and go from the place of comfort, then bring one knee in at a time. So don't compress quite so much. Go till where you feel comfortable walking it in, keeping your legs straight. There you go. Keep pressing into it. There you go. And then just one knee at a time, climb it in. There you go, good. Keep pressing. Yeah, Megan. Those look great, Megan. Awesome, Jason. Good, Zach. Look for that control. It's all in your core, your hips. Squeeze everything in. Good, John. Hips up with you. Hips and shoulders moving together. There you go. Press into your fingers in those push-ups, Zach. Make sure you're really gripping the floor. Just a reminder, if you are, good job. Awesome, Megan. Nice controlled lower. Hips and shoulders lowering down together. Yes. John, are you done, sir?
Done.
Done? You know it's only 16 minutes in.
What?
What? Oh, Zach's done too. Look at him.
Say what?
See what? Zach, how'd that feel for you?
It felt great. It felt great.
Yeah? What felt good, John?
Well, it felt good. Well, I hadn't done much of that for a while, so I feel like my muscles are getting fired up. They haven't been fired up for a while.
Yeah, we haven't been doing push-ups in a while.
Oh.
Right? We didn't do push-ups or burpees
jump
like all
back.
last week.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a good way to prime into them.
No, it's good. I like it.
I saw you take a little break on your jumping jacks. Were they getting your hamstrings?
Yeah, actually my right side.
Yeah,
To the right.
yeah.
Yeah, I did the first cycle. In the second cycle, I split it up into 2 groups of 50. And then the last cycle, I just stopped when I felt something. So
Good. Yeah, 100 jumping jacks is a lot, right, Zach?
Yeah. I lost count on the second round, so I went back to 70. I'm like, crap, I don't even know what I was at.
It's so funny too, because you're like, in the beginning, you're like, okay, that's weird. I guess I'll just cruise through 100 jumping jacks. And then it's like, oh, this isn't cruising. I thought that, I mean, it felt kind of good too, to be able to kind of just sit there and shake it out over and over and over. But I like your work on your tripod, Zach.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, but it's fun to like get some real practice, right? Not when you're just like, you know, dicking around for 10 minutes and then you don't ever do anything with it. So it's like you kind of looking for this stuff when you're in duress or when you're tired is a lot different. You know, usually these types of things we do in groups as like a technique builder are really slow. And so to have to ask yourself to do it when you're taxed is kind of different and fun. Is your right shoulder bothering you at all?
No, my arm, I'm not sore at all. But
Okay.
like,
It kind of looked like you had a hard time, like your left shoulder locked out perfectly and your right shoulder just looked a little funky, but it was hard to see too. You're far away and wearing a black long sleeve shirt. So it could have just been the angle.
yeah, I felt like I was locking it out, but I
Okay.
do know my overhead, like I need to work on my
Well, we'll get some work on that this week. Oh man. Well, really good practice though, right? You get to spend some time under tension. I would say, Zach, you're probably at the point where putting your feet up on a box for those handstand push-ups might be a good idea, like when you're playing around with them, or if you ever have to do sets of 10 or less, because you're really strong with push-ups. I would say the same thing for Jason. Like Jason, you could probably get your feet up on a box and play around with some inverted pike push-ups. Maybe
Those are
not.
freaking hard.
Yeah, not in a workout with 30, right? But if we had some smaller sets, I think you both would be capable and be fun to just play around with. Jason, you had good success with your tripod.
Yeah, I've never really been in that position before.
Right, and look at you.
That was the first time,
Very
yeah.
comfortable. Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah, that's cool. It's kind of a fun, different thing to work on.
And those were hard too, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Around 7 or 8, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I thought the pike, I mean, obviously I did the headstand pikes. I thought those were the hardest. And then obviously handstand push-ups, even though I did pike push-ups too, sets of 10 is a lot.
Yeah. I did 5 rounds of 6.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So I did sets of 10 and it's like in my world, in, you know, my sick head, I'm kind of telling myself I am not moving on to the next level of handstand push-ups until a set of 10 of these looks really good and I don't break my back. I feel great. And then my last like 2 or 3, I can see my back kind of arch myself back up or feel it. And there's a big difference too. And you can feel when you stay one solid unit and you move without changing your back at all, you can feel like, oh, I was connected and solid.
Yeah.
TV, how is that for you?
Right
21
here,
minutes.
lit.
You're lit.
Right here. Even like when I was doing my hip bridges and like just laying there, this would just like burn from the push-ups
Just from a stretch
and holding it in that.
in the tripod. Yeah.
But
Time under tension.
Spot in my tripod like the last 3 rounds.
You were able to find like that spot where you feel like a little more weightless and under control.
Yeah, and I could just tap like higher up on my shoulders.
Right.
Resting
Yeah.
down.
That just means you were probably more vertical too.
Yeah.
But what else? Your pike push-ups looked awesome. Sets of 3 was great, right?
My hamstrings are so tight. I had to like
Bend your knees a little.
yeah. And so then I started pushing my legs back further so that I could.
Yeah. Well, the farther back you are, the less, you know, tension you'd have on those hamstrings.
Right.
Megan's still crushing it though. That's awesome, Megan. John, what about those pike, when I had you change them in the last round and made you keep your legs a little longer, do you think you were working a little differently for it?
Yeah, yeah, I mean.
I feel like you were actually more controlled doing one at a time.
Yes, I agree.
Or before it was like you were almost there already, so you were just like.
Yeah, yeah.
My lower back needed all those hip bridges.
Yeah, right. It's a good juxta to all the stuff we're doing on our hamstrings and our lats, just to kind of give the back some love. Well, I'm really nervous because I'm going to the dentist today.
Good luck.
What?
Huh? Oh, a lot of things, Jason. I have my teeth are the worst part of me.
I didn't know
And
they were open.
they're not. It's an
Oh.
emergency. Yeah, like they will only do it for emergencies. So I've had like 5 root canals in my life, and I've already, like last year, I had to get one of those teeth pulled that I had a root canal on. It was very traumatic for me because I already put that much money and effort and pain into it. And now in COVID, I don't need to show you my teeth, but I had a molar back here break and I had this molar break, and they're both ones that I've had root canals on.
Jesus.
So
Rachel, are you grinding your teeth at night?
do I floss?
Are you grinding your teeth at
Oh,
night?
I'm sure. I'm sure. But more than anything, I have infections that have just never gone away from the root canals that I have had. Like, I don't think root canals actually work. I think they take the canals out and leave the infections in, and take the nerves out and just leave you with your infections. And I can feel them. So I'm probably going to have to at least have 4 teeth pulled. And yeah, it's really scary.
That's fun.
And you'll feel so much better when you're done.
I know. But
Yeah.
you know, teeth are kind of like,
Yeah, they're part of you. It's scary.
yeah, they're like taking your eyes away or something, and you look like a freak, but I'll be okay in the end.
They're all back here, right?
It
You
will
won't
only
see 'em.
be all of my money they take as well. So it's okay though. I am proud to be making progress.
Well,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even if so far all it means is
Self-betterment.
I have to go sit in a parking lot all day and wait for my crazy, she's really sweet, my dentist, but man, I'm scared of her. And she's like, well, it's not going to be normal. You're going to have to sit in the parking lot for a very long time, and we're going to have to come out and get you. And it's like, okay, you know, but I'm really, really thankful she could fit me in. A lot of dentists are closed and not even doing emergency. But then it's like, how can you not give people emergency dental care?
Yeah.
This is like, I would cut my head off in a couple days already. Like, I understand. I mean, I've been through this a ton, so I understand it, but like, it is a necessity. So anyways, I'm very thankful for Dr. Rose, and she's going to hopefully help me out without killing me. So
Oh my God. You know that-
Megan, how you feeling?
Yeah. That was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right with the jumping jacks. It was like, you know, once I got to like, well, with me, once I got to 40, I was like,
Yeah. Like, you just don't, I don't know. I guess I've only done like 20 jumping jacks before, you know, multiple times in warm-ups. But all right. So we will see you all on the flip side on Tuesday. Hopefully I won't be talking about this.
If you need anything, let us know.
yes.
Thanks. Luckily, I
Good
have a
luck.
great boyfriend, and he still has this week off. So,
Oh, that's so good. I was just thinking, I was like, wait.
because I've been keeping him up all night, every night too. So.
He's ready.
All right,
See you
bye
later.
guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'll see you
Good
later.
luck